Hello everyone. See what I've brought. Oh yes, I brought them for all of us. Don't you know it's Lohri today?
Lohri?
Yes, it's a festival.
What is a festival?
I don't know. But I know my mummy makes sweets on festivals. I know. We have festivals and my mummy makes sweets too. Yes, my mummy also buys me new dresses on the festivals. But I don't know how many festivals we have. Even I don't know how many festivals we have.
I want to know what are festivals.
I want to know about them too. I think we should ask Vayu.
Yes, we should ask him. Let's call him then. Oh, Vayu, please come. We all need your help.
Hello, dear friends.
Vayu.
Hey, what are all of you having?
Sweets. Bobby brought sweets for all of us. Yes, Vayu. It is a festival today.
Oh, really? Which festival?
It's Lohri, Vayu.
Oh, yes. Happy Lohri to all of you.
What is Lohri, Vayu?
It's one of the festivals. We have a lot of festivals all around the year.
Vayu, we all want to know about festivals.
Yes, Vayu. We all want to know about all the festivals.
That's great. I think we should fly off to Purple Land.
Wow!
All right then. Hop on and off we go.
Festivals are special occasions which we celebrate together. Each festival has an interesting story attached. Stories of bravery, sacrifices and heroism. But before we tell you about the festivals, let me tell you about the Gregorian calendar and the Indian calendar. Gregorian calendar is based on the sun and has 12 solar months in the year from January to December. And during these 12 months, there are 4 seasons, namely spring, summer, autumn and winter. Indian calendar is based on the moon and is a lunar calendar. Indians look at the moon as it becomes full and then becomes a crescent. When the moon is becoming full, we call it waxing. This takes about 15 days. And for the next 15 days, it starts becoming smaller and smaller. We call this as waning. Finally, there is no moon in the sky. So you see, children, 30 days pass between one full moon to the next full moon. There are 12 months in the Indian calendar. But Indian calendar has 6 seasons. And our festivals are related to these 6 seasons. Now let's see, what are the festivals that we enjoy and in which seasons do they arrive? Today is 13 January. The season here in North India is winter, or we can call it Shishir Ritu. And it is on this day that people celebrate the festival of Lohri. It is celebrated especially in the states of Punjab and Haryana. The farmers of North India celebrate the good harvest they have had and prepare for the next season of good harvest, and they thank God for it. In the evening, people build a huge bonfire and light it. Then, dressed in their very best and new clothes, men and women dance around the fire. Enjoy!
And the men do their foot-tapping Bhangra dance on the beats of a dhol.
Well, if men can do their balle balle bhangra, women can do their gentle gitta. Everybody is invited to join the big party that happens in the open. Men, women and children dance all through the night. Reveries are offered to the bonfire and distributed among each other. The first Lohri of a newborn baby and new bride is celebrated with much more funfare. So children, Lohri is a fun-filled festival for the fun-loving people of India. Next day on 14th of January is Makar Sankranti. This day is celebrated to be the lucky day for a holy dip in the river. On this day, devotees give charity or daan to the poor people. This is the day on which we find the sky filled with colorful kites of various shapes and sizes. Flying kites on this day is a part of celebration. All young and old come together to fly kites and have fun. In the state of Gujarat, there is international kite flying competitions and thousands of colorful kites fill the sky. And the competition amongst them for kite flying is fun to watch.
Children, just as Lohri and Makar Sankranti is celebrated in North India, the festival of Pongal is celebrated in South India, especially in the state of Tamil Nadu. Pongal is the harvest festival of South India that is celebrated on the 13th, 14th and 15th of January. It is also the festival of Thanksgiving in honor of the rain god. Children, during Pongal we also worship the sun god and the holy cow. Isn't it great, children, that in our country, cow are also considered as holy? Now children, each day of Pongal is given a name. The first day of the festival is called Bhogi Pongal. On this auspicious day, we clean, paint and decorate our house. All the useless items in our house are burnt in the bonfire. On the day of Pongal, we take a bath and worship Lord Indra. We all thank him for the rain that gave us a good harvest and pray him to come again for the next harvest. Ladies draw colorful rangolis outside their house. Here too, men and women dance around the bonfire. Do you see the similarity between Pongal and Lohri? This day is also auspicious for sisters who worship for the welfare of their brothers. The second day of the Pongal is known as Surya Pongal, because on this day we worship the sun god and thank him for giving heat and energy to our fields. On this day, a special Pongal dish is made in a new copper pitcher from new rice, jaggery, milk and butter. This is first offered to Lord Surya by keeping the dish in the sunlight. After the Lord Surya blesses the dish, it is then distributed in the family. The most exciting day is the third and the last day. This day is known as Mattu Pongal. On this day, people wash, clean and decorate their domestic animals with bells, garlands and kumkum. Can you see, children, how beautiful a decorated cow looks? This day has a favorite event called Jallikattu or bullfights. These are organized in every town and village of the state. The villagers tie currency notes to the horns of the bulls and young men try to pull the money from the horns. The young men who are successful become local heroes of the village and town. Be it north or south, Makar Sankranti or Pongal, everyone has a great time eating and relishing all the sweets.
Children, now I'm going to tell you a wonderful story. One day what happened was, Lord Brahma, the creator of our beautiful earth, was looking at his creation. And he saw that the whole surrounding was filled with sadness. He took some water from his kamandal and sprinkled it on all the trees. Suddenly there was lightning and a goddess appeared. She had 4 hands. With the 2 hands, she was playing the veena. In the other 2 hands, she held a book and a garland. Lord Brahma named her Saraswati and asked her to fill all creation with wonderful colors of music, dance, art and education. So on the day Goddess Saraswati was created, we celebrate Basant Panchami. We celebrate this festival in the first week of February on the 5th day of Magha Shukla Paksha according to the Hindu calendar. On this day we perform Saraswati Puja and Goddess Saraswati blesses us with gifts of education, music, dance and various arts. In Eastern India on this day, books, musical instruments, paint brushes are worshipped and placed near the idol of Goddess Saraswati for her blessings. For you all children, this day is observed as a holiday. As on this day, the books are worshipped and many cultural events are organized. This day is also considered auspicious for starting a new course in art. Yellow represents the color of Basant Panchami. Children and ladies wear yellow color clothes, especially in North India.
And soon arrives the festival of Mahashivratri. This festival is celebrated in the month of Phagun, on the 14th day of the waning moon. Children, can you tell me which god we worship on this day? Yes, as the name suggests, on this day we worship Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is considered to be the destroyer of the universe. But at the same time, he is also considered as most generous and kind god. Do you know, kids? People keep fast on this day and young girls worship Lord Shiva and Parvati in the hope of getting a perfect husband for themselves. See children, this is how the Shiva Lingam looks. On this auspicious day of Mahashivratri, devotees from all walks of life visit the temple of Lord Shiva and offer water, milk, bay leaves, flowers and fruits to Shiva Lingam. And they chant the mantra Om Namo Shivaya, Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Children, just as Hindus have their festivals, Muslims also have various festivals. One of them is the festival of Eid-ul-Zuha. This festival is popularly known as Bakrid and is celebrated by all the Muslims. It falls on the 10th day of the 12th month according to the Hijri calendar. Children, there is a very interesting legend as to why people celebrate Bakrid. A long time ago, there lived a true Muslim named Ibrahim. Once Allah came into his dreams and asked him to sacrifice his dearest possession. Ibrahim had only one son who was born after several years of his marriage. He was more valuable than anyone, so he decided to sacrifice his only son. The son also agreed to get sacrificed to please Allah. Ibrahim covered his face and then raised his sword and brought it down to sacrifice his son. But when he removed the cloth from the face, he was surprised to see that he had sacrificed a sheep instead of his son, and his son was safe. This was Allah's way of testing the devotion of Ibrahim, and Allah was very much pleased with Ibrahim. From that day, the tradition of sacrificing a sheep or a goat on this holy day started. On this holy day, charity is given to the poor.
Children, even though there are people believing in different religions, we all should remember that all religions are good and they all teach us to live together in harmony. Holi is the festival of colors that welcomes the bright and colorful spring season. Holi is celebrated in the month of Phagun as per the Hindu calendar. Children, when the moon is full in the sky, that is the day when we celebrate Holi. And Holi is celebrated for 2 days. Children, there is a very interesting story related to the celebration of Holi. And this story is related to the demon king, Hiranyakaship, who had a son named Prahlad. Prahlad was a small kid, just like you all, and was a big devotee of Lord Vishnu. This angered his father Hiranyakaship, as he believed that he was stronger than any god in the whole of universe. He wanted Prahlad to worship him, but Prahlad refused. Hiranyakaship decided to kill his own son. He asked the help of his sister Holika. Children, it was believed that the fire cannot harm Holika. So, Holika sat with Prahlad in the bonfire. But by the grace of Lord Vishnu, Holika was burned, while Prahlad was unharmed by the fire. Thus, every year, we prepare a bonfire and burn Holika. And the next day, we celebrate the festival of colors, Holi. This festival is enjoyed by the children the most, as they can drench old and young alike in the colored water.
Children, there is one more community who live in our vast country, and they're called the Jews. Just like we pray in a temple, Jews pray at the synagogue. The religion of Jews is known as Judaism. Let me tell you about their festival. Purim is a festival celebrated by the Jewish. This festival is celebrated in the month of March and is also known as Festival of Lords. It's marked by prayers, gifts, feast and giving of alms. Children, do you know that the festival is celebrated to rejoice the escape of the Jews from the clutches of the Persian king? It's believed that the king wanted to kill all the Jews, but his wife, the queen, saved her people even at the cost of risking her own life. So children, on the day of Purim, after a bath, the Jews visit the synagogue, their holy temple, and there the story of the Jewish queen is read. After the celebration of Purim comes another important day known as the Pesach or Passover. This festival is celebrated as the passing over or sparing of the Jews by the angel of death. It is said that when Jewish families were sad and wanted to leave Egypt to escape the mass execution, Moses instructed them to mark their doorway with blood. At night, when the angel of death visited Egypt, she passed over the Jewish households and spared the Jewish children. When Jews left Egypt, they did not wait to bake bread. They just carried the dough. After praying, they took out the unleavened bread and everybody ate it. So children, unleavened bread is considered sacred on this day. All Jews visit synagogues and attend religious sermons on this day.
Children, now comes the festival to celebrate the birthday of Lord Ram. This festival of Ram Navami falls on the 9th day of the Shukla Paksha in the month of Chaitra. In this festival, devotees observe a fast, do puja of Lord Ram and sing devotional songs in the praise of Lord Ram. As Lord Ram was born in Ayodhya, this festival is celebrated with special joy and devotion here.
Children, now let me tell you about the festival of one more great religion of our country. The festival is called Mahavir Jayanti and is celebrated on the 13th day of the Chaitra. Children, did you know that Mahavir Jayanti is celebrated to commemorate the birthday of Lord Mahavira? It was Lord Mahavira who founded the Jain religion. Children, Lord Mahavira was fearless and always spoke the truth. Lord Mahavira believed that truth was very important for life and people should always be truthful. He always thought about the well-being of the society. He overtook great pain on himself to find knowledge, and when he realized the truth, he started teaching people about ahimsa or non-violence. On this day of Mahavir Jayanti, the followers of Jainism visit the Jain temple and chant prayers. They also offer flowers in the temple. People also give alms to the poor and needy. So children, you see, all religion teaches us to give to the society. Children, then comes the festival celebrated with great fanfare. The festival of Baisakhi. Baisakhi marks the first day of the month of Vaisakh. Baisakhi is the main festival of the Sikhs and is celebrated in the state of Punjab. Every year, the festival of Baisakhi is celebrated on the 13th of April, according to the solar calendar. This day is also regarded as the New Year's Day for the Hindus. It is said that on this day, Guru Gobind Singh founded the Khalsa and gave the religion Sikhism, a new form that all Sikhs follow even today. On this festive day of Baisakhi, the Sikhs go to the Gurudwaras and listen to the recitation of their holy book, Guru Granth Sahib. On this day, langars are organized. Children, the langar is like a free kitchen where people from every walk of life, from any religion can come and have food. In the villages, the whole village gathers to celebrate and the men perform the traditional Bhangra dance while the women do the Gidda folk dance. On this day of happiness and joy, Baisakhi fairs are organized. The whole atmosphere is filled with joy as the people celebrate Baisakhi.
Children, in the month of April comes a big festival of Christians called the Easter. Children, Easter is celebrated on the Sunday after the full moon. The 40-day period before Easter is called Lent. It is said that from this day, Lord Jesus Christ fasted in the desert and began to preach. This 40-day period is for purification and penance, and the last week is known as the Holy Week. Then comes Good Friday, when Lord Christ was crucified and he died. It is the day for mourning, sermons, prayers and fast. The priest of the church lights the candle, and the flame from the candle is used to light other candles, symbolizing the spread of light and goodwill in the mankind on the day of the Easter. Children, Easter is a spring festival and there are many symbols which are associated with it. One of the popular symbols is the Easter egg. The humble egg assumes importance because it signifies the beginning of a new life. Children love to paint Easter eggs in different patterns and colors and give them as gifts.
Children, Buddha Purnima is the most festive day for the Buddhists. Buddha Purnima falls on the full moon day in the month of Baisakh according to the Hindu calendar. In India, this day is celebrated as a national holiday to celebrate the birth of Lord Buddha and his enlightenment. The Buddhist festivals are always marked with calm, peacefulness and chants. On the day of Buddha Purnima, the Buddhists go to monasteries or chaityas that are like our temples, and there they chant prayers. Lord Buddha said that people should not steal, cheat or become angry. He also said that we should never harm any living being. Children, festivals help us remember all the good things that nature provides us. The festival brings people together and teach us the message of unity, harmony and peace.
Children, we have talked about various communities that live in our country. One of these communities is the Parsi community. Pateti is the most important festivals of Parsis. This festival is the beginning of the new year for the Parsis and a day for celebrating Dashan. Zoroastrianism is a faith founded by Zoroaster in ancient Persia. In this faith, fire is worshipped as the son of Ahura Mazda. The Pateti Day brings with itself joy for the Parsi household. The Parsis wear traditional new clothes and decorate their house with flowers and rangolis. The holy place of worship of Parsis is called the Fire Temple, also known as Agyari. Parsis believe that Zoroaster brought the sacred fire from heaven to earth, and this fire is kept burning by the high priest of Agyari. On the day of Pateti, special traditional dishes are prepared. All the members of the family get together for feast. Sweets and gifts are also exchanged on this occasion.
Children, Khodad Sal is another important day for the Parsis, as it is the birthday of the prophet Zoroaster. 6 days after the festival of Pateti comes Khodad Sal.
On this day, special prayers are held in the Agyari.
Children, most of our Indian people are farmers and depend upon nature and the changing seasons to grow their crops. So in our country, seasons have a special meaning and our festivals are also linked to the different seasons. And the most important festival in summer is a unique festival that is celebrated in the state of Orissa. Rath Yatra is celebrated every year in the Jagannath temple in the city of Puri in Orissa. The Rath Yatra attracts large crowds. On the day of Rath Yatra, Jagannath, his brother Balram and sister Subhadra are placed on huge chariots or raths. They ride a 14-meter high chariot with 16 wheels. The chariots are as high and big as small buildings. The rath is decorated beautifully and is pulled by huge ropes by thousands of devotees. It is believed that whoever pulls the chariot achieves salvation. This huge rath takes almost 10 hours to reach its destination, that is, from the main temple to another called the Gundicha Mandir. Here the Lord rests for 7 days and then return to their own temple. Once on the road, the procession does not allow the chariot to stop suddenly. The priests on the chariots keep chanting mantras and distribute prasadam. Children, do you know that nowhere in the world do so many people gather to see such a gigantic event?
In India, there are special festivals for women, like Teej. Teej is a seasonal festival bringing the news of the rainy season in northern India. On this day, after taking a bath, the girls of the house go to the temple and offer prayers to Lord Shiva's wife, goddess Parvati. Some women also perform puja at home. The girls apply mehendi or henna on their hands and wear new bangles. During this festival, swings are put up in the gardens and grounds, and women and girls sing and dance in enjoyment. Swinging brings them joy and they feel close to God. Like every other festival, special dishes are made for this occasion also. Many Teej Melas or fairs are also organized all over, where stalls of bangles, clothes and eatables are very popular. On the day of Teej, girls have fun and they eagerly await this festival year after year.
Do you know, children, that there is a festival for brothers and sisters also? Yes, Raksha Bandhan is the festival symbolizing the relationship of a brother and sister. This festival falls on the full moon day in the month of Shravan. Sisters wait eagerly for this festival. They tie the rakhi made of thread and other decorations on the wrists of their brothers. By the act of tying the rakhi, the sister seeks protection and blessings from the brother. The brother also makes a vow to take care of his sister. There is an interesting legend attached to this festival of Rakhi. It is said that when Chittor was attacked by the king of Gujarat, Rani Karnavati sent a silken thread to the Mughal emperor Humayun. It was a message seeking help and protection. Emperor Humayun immediately sent a large army to help the Rajputs and his sister Karnavati. So you see, children, even though there is a difference in the religions, this tiny thread that we all called a Rakhi can bind two people from different religions together. On this day, the sisters await gifts that are given by their brothers and they prepare special dishes for their brothers. So you see, children, Raksha Bandhan symbolizes the strong bonding between brothers and the sisters.
Children, the sound of Ganpati Bappa Moria tells us the arrival of Ganesh Chaturthi. Ganesh Chaturthi is celebrated on the 4th day of Shukla Paksha in the month of Bhadra. Children, it is said that Lord Ganesha was born on this day and he was declared as the first amongst all the gods. In India, this festival is celebrated with great enthusiasm, especially in the state of Maharashtra. Ganesh Chaturthi is also celebrated in the states of Gujarat and Andhra Pradesh with same energy and eagerness. On this day, beautifully designed clay idols of Lord Ganesha are installed in huge pandals, and the celebration begins with Ganesh Puja. The idols are of various sizes and various moods of Lord Ganesha. The maximum number of days Lord Ganesha sits in the pandal is 10 days. After that, the idol of Lord Ganesha is taken out with great fanfare to be immersed in the water. During this time, all devotees are full of energy as they take their beloved Lord Ganesha to immerse in the water of a river or sea. Children, let me tell you the interesting story behind Ganesh Chaturthi. Once Goddess Parvati asked Nandi, Lord Shiva's Gana, to guard the entrance of her palace as she was going to take her bath. But when Lord Shiva came to visit Goddess Parvati, Nandi could not stop him. And this made Goddess Parvati angry. She decided to create her own guard. She took some saffron paste from her body and mixed some water and clay from the river Ganga and made a clay boy from it. And then she infused life into it and named him Ganesha. When Lord Shiva arrived, Ganesha did not allow him to enter. Annoyed Lord Shiva ordered his Ganas to overpower Ganesha, but they were unsuccessful. Finally, Lord Vishnu came to fight Ganesha, and during the fight, for a split second, Ganesha was unarmed, and Lord Shiva chopped the head off Ganesha. When Goddess Parvati heard this, she was furious and ordered Goddess Durga and Kali to destroy the Devas. When Lord Shiva came to know that Ganesha was the son of Parvati, he felt sad. He asked Lord Brahma to bring the head of the first creature he saw. Lord Brahma brought the head of an elephant and it was placed on the body of Ganesha. Lord Shiva then blessed his son by declaring that he would be called Ganpati, the leader of the Ganas and the first to be worshipped amongst the gods, Sri Ganesh. Thus, children, whenever we begin any new work, we always take the name of Lord Ganesha and take his blessings to make our new work or project successful.
The next festival I'm going to tell you about is Onam. Onam is celebrated on the 12th day of the waning moon and in the month of Bhadra. This festival is very important in the southern state of Kerala. Do you know what is the reason for the celebration? It is said that this festival is celebrated to rejoice the homecoming of the Asura king Mahabali to his own state. King Bali ruled in the state of Kerala. He was just and a caring ruler. He loved his people very much. When King Mahabali gained more popularity, he decided to expand his empire further. It is then that Lord Vishnu took his Vamana avatar and tried to limit the popularity of King Mahabali. It is said that King Mahabali was ultimate in charity. So as a dwarf Brahmin or Vamana, Lord Vishnu went to the court of King Bali and asked for just 3 pieces of land in charity. King Bali laughed and immediately granted him the small wish without knowing whom he was talking to. Then the Vamana assumed his Virat or giant form and in one step covered the skies. In the second step he covered the earth, and when he was about to take the third step, the large-hearted King Mahabali put forth his own head under the feet of the Vamana to get salvation. Because then he came to know that this Vamana was no ordinary Brahmin. Lord Vishnu was pleased and granted Mahabali one last wish. The king said that he wanted to come back to his land, Kerala, and visit his people at least once a year. And thus, children, Onam is the day when King Mahabali comes to visit his people. A unique feature of the festival of Onam is the boat race. On this day, a race takes place in the backwater lagoons. The huge and long boats are in the shape of big snakes, and each boat has about 100 oarsmen rowing. As they row the snake boats, they sing songs about the well-known people of Kerala. This singing also keeps them in rhythm while rowing the boat. This amazing race is such a big show that it attracts tourists from all over the world and brings the festival of Onam to a spectacular end.
Children, as you all have seen, there are many festivals in India that are celebrated to mark the birthdays of gods. Janmashtami is one such festival, and Janmashtami is Lord Krishna's birthday. It is celebrated on the 8th day of Krishna Paksha in the month of Bhadra. It is believed that Lord Krishna was the 8th avatar or incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Devotees observe a fast on this day and make various types of sweets from coconut and dry fruits. It is believed that Lord Krishna was born at midnight, so the devotees offer prayers in the temple at night. The temples are decorated on this occasion, showing scenes of Krishna's birth, his miraculous transfer to Gokul, and pranks he used to do as a child. An idol of baby Krishna is kept in a cradle, and one by one the devotees pull its string to rock baby Krishna. Cultural events showing the life of Lord Krishna, like Krishna Leela and Ras Leela, are organized. In Mumbai and other parts of Maharashtra, Dahi Handi is organized. Children, you must have seen young men and boys form a human pyramid by climbing one over the other and trying to break earthen pot full of curd or butter, fruits and money suspended high in the sky between 2 buildings. Children, this community festival develops in us a spirit of fun, togetherness and harmony.
Children, in the month of October and November arrives the season of the Indian autumn or Sharad Ritu. In this season of Sharad Ritu, the celebration of Indian festival reaches a peak with the arrival of Navratri. Navratri are 9 auspicious days which fall in the month of Ashwin. The festival is celebrated all over India in the honor of Goddess Durga. The women in the house fast for 9 days and with great devotion light diyas in front of the goddess and pray. On the 8th or the 9th day, that is the Ashtami or Navami, they make suji halwa, puris and chanas for prasad. Children, as the goddess is worshipped in the form of a girl or kanya, the ladies of the house feed 7 or 9 small girls. On this occasion, Jagrans in honor of Goddess Durga are also held. Children, Jagran means keeping awake. So during Jagran, the ladies keep awake and sing praise of Goddess Durga the whole night. At night, young and old, girls and boys play Dandiya and Garba on the beat of music. Children, Dandiya and Garba are the traditional dances of Gujarat. The festival is celebrated in different parts of India under different names, but the main thought is the same: worship of Goddess Durga. which symbolizes the winning of good over evil. And the 10th day of the waxing moon in the month of Ashwin is celebrated as Dashera.
This festival is also known as Vijaya Dashmi and celebrates the victory of good over evil. On the day of Dashera, huge statues filled with crackers of 10-headed Ravan, his brother Kumbhakaran and son Meghnath are erected in open grounds and burned in the evening. Dashera marks the destruction of Ravan. There is much rejoicing as the statues burn down, signifying the victory of good over evil.
The festival of Dashera is soon followed by the festival of lights. Children, can you guess which festival is it? Yes, it is Deepavali. Diwali, as this festival is popularly known, means the festival of lights. It is the main festival of the many Hindus and is the beginning of a new year for the people of Gujarat, the Marwaris and businessmen. It falls on the darkest moonless night called Amavasya on the 15th day in the month of Kartik. It is believed that on this day Lord Rama, who was Lord Vishnu's 7th incarnation, returned to his city Ayodhya with his wife Sita after he was sent away for 14 years in the forest. As the day begins, houses are decorated with mango leaves, marigold strings and rangoli. It is also believed that this is the only day of the year when goddess Lakshmi comes down to earth. People perform Lakshmi Puja on Diwali. Houses and streets are lit up so that goddess Lakshmi can visit each and every house easily. Children, in Bengal, Diwali is celebrated as the day for Kali Puja. In the night, firecrackers are burst as a part of the celebration. Children, we should be very careful while bursting firecrackers as it can harm us and others. We should always try to make Diwali safe so that we remember it till the next Diwali. The day after Diwali is celebrated as Govardhan Puja because Lord Krishna saved the lives of people of Gokul by lifting the Govardhan mountain on his small finger. Govardhan provided the people with food and water for 7 days.
Children, as we have seen, every region has at least one festival that is very important for them. One such festival is Chhath Puja. Chhath Puja is an important festival in Eastern India. This festival occurs twice in a year, during the month of Baisakh and Kartik. This festival is celebrated in honor of the sun god, and celebrations go on for 3 days. Preparations for Chhath start weeks in advance. Temporary worship places are made from stalks of sugarcane, and the whole community gets together to sing hymns in praise of Lord Surya. During this festival, women carry 6 baskets containing food, flowers and clay elephants as an offering to the sun god to the nearest river or lake. Then they stand in the water for many hours chanting mantras, and the offerings remain immersed in the water. These women don't worry whether the water is hot or cold. Some women undertake even harder vows if their wishes are fulfilled.
Children, another important festival for the Sikhs is Guru Parab. It is celebrated in the month of Kartik on the full moon day that we all know as Purnima. Kartik Purnima is observed as the first Sikh Guru, Guru Nanak Dev's birthday. Children, do you know that Guru Nanak Dev was the founder of the religion Sikhism? It is said that when Guru Nanak was born, the family astrologer predicted the child's future as a saint and touched the newborn baby's feet to seek his blessings. He believed that all people are equal and we all should be ready to help and serve other human beings. On Guru Parv, after a holy bath, the Sikhs wear new clothes and go to the Gurudwaras for Shabads, Kirtans and holy teachings from the Guru Granth Sahib. Children, Guru Granth Sahib is the holy book of the Sikhs. The Gurudwaras are decorated on this occasion and people perform Kar Seva. Just like other festivals of the Sikh, during Guru Parv, also an open kitchen or langar is organized. In this langar, all sit together and share a tasty meal. In the evening, the houses and Gurudwaras are illuminated with series of lights and children burst crackers. Children, this is the Golden Temple in Amritsar, in the state of Punjab. Golden Temple is a very important holy place of the Sikhs, and people from all over the world visit this holy temple to seek blessings.
Children, the Muslim community in our country follow the Arabic lunar calendar. For them, the first night of the new moon brings joy. After seeing the new moon, the month-long fasting of Ramzan comes to an end. The next day is then celebrated as Ramzan Eid, or the festival of Eid ul Fitr. The celebration starts when 3 people sight the new moon. Children, Eid ul Fitr is the most auspicious festival for the followers of Islam. Children, Ramzan is actually the name of a month in the Arabic calendar. It is believed that in this month of Ramzan, Prophet Muhammad offered prayers to Allah or God in a cave on a mountain called Mount Hira. He observed a fast or roza for the whole month as a self-punishment, asking Allah for forgiveness for the sins of mankind. During Ramzan, Muslims observe fasts from sunrise to sunset. They do not drink even water during the daytime. They offer namaz and read the Quran. After the sunset, the fast or roza is broken with fruits and food. Children, Eid means celebration. So on Eid ul Fitr, devotees wear new clothes and go to the mosque to offer Eid namaz. This Eid namaz is considered to be a special prayer of thanks. Fairs and large feasts are organized everywhere. Savaiya, a sweet dish, is an important part of the feast. People also give alms to the poor. Gifts are also exchanged, and children ask Eidi from elders. Eidi is a gift given to children by the elders. So you see, children, Eid ul Fitr is a festival that brings gifts, feasts, and joy. Children, let me tell you something very interesting about this festival. The festival of Eid every year does not fall on the same month of Gregorian calendar that we follow. This is because the Muslim calendar has 354 days, while the calendar that we follow has 365 days from January to December. So you see, children, the Muslim calendar is 11 days shorter. This is the reason Eid can fall in different seasons or months. Isn't it very interesting?
Children, finally the year is coming to an end with the 25th day of the month of December, bringing joy for the followers of Christianity. Children, as we all celebrate our birthday, this day is celebrated as the birthday of Lord Jesus Christ. A special prayer that is called a Mass is held in the church for Jesus Christ, and so we have the name Christmas. Children, let me tell you a wonderful story. When Jesus was born in a stable, it is believed that the angels told the shepherds and 3 wise kings about the birth of Jesus. And then a beautiful star guided the shepherds and the 3 kings to the birthplace of Jesus. they saw the baby Jesus and offered gifts to him. So you see, children, that is why gifts and presents are so important part of the festival of Christmas. At home, the whole family is in a festive mood. Christmas is a festival to dance and rejoice. It is also a day for family get-togethers, and delicious foods are spread out under a decorated and illuminated Christmas tree. Children hang their stockings on the night before Christmas and eagerly await the long-bearded Santa Claus to bring them gifts. As the festival of Christmas comes to an end, people start eagerly awaiting for the new year. There are only 6 more days left for the new year. So people take this opportunity to wish each other Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. The New Year falls on the 1st of January according to the Gregorian calendar. This is one festival that is celebrated all over the world. So we can call the New Year celebration as the most popular festival of our planet Earth. And with that, we come to an end to the festivals that we celebrate across the year. We should all celebrate festivals together and have fun and spread happiness.
Let's go. My mummy must be waiting for all of us. We'll dance together and have lots of sweets.
Thank you, Uncle.
Yay!
Happy New Year.